All right. That's that. It's intense battle music.
Are we live?
Yes.
I said, give me the sign.
Oh, I thought you were pointing, giving me the sign.
No, I said, you give me the sign.
Oh.
Well, what am I paying you for? You want to pay you and give you signs? Giving you mixed signs, if anything. Anyways, welcome very much. Yeah, we're off to a very good start today.
That's
Welcome everybody to a very special, actually not that special, a very regular episode of Thought Patrol tonight with Nikolai and Brandon.
Hi.
Let's make things sensual tonight. Let's talk in a 3 a.m. radio voice. Ooh. Okay, we can't do that. No, it's a little bit later tonight. We had some things going. We had some things go right. We had some things go wrong. But we are in studio. Not really going to get into it. There was some mixes up. But we are here. We're live. And we have no topics. So that will be our show. And goodbye. No. No, I think the quality of the show, obviously, if one of us is like wildly drunk, which we've never done, a show while the quality goes down. But I think the quality also goes a little bit down when I'm overly sober.
Yeah.
Which is right now. I've been sober for a little over a week now. I'm doing the whole no drink December.
That's wildly sober.
That is wildly and I've told people this and they're like, "Wow, is that like tough for you to do?" And no, it's not, which kind of reassures me like I'm not an alcoholic.
Wow, that's crazy. Have you ever tried DMT?
No, I just replaced, so I'm doing no drink December,
Yep.
So I'm just doing heroin for the holidays and a very cocaine Christmas. I mean, you just replace one with the other, so you're fine.
It could be a codeine Christmas, too.
Ooh. No, I'm kidding. No, it's sober for all of December, and it's actually kind of enjoyable. I kind of get, because all my friends are still drinking, I get to be the designated driver, and it gets kind of fun watching everyone else like progressively get drunk, and like me watching like, oh, that normally be me be making an idiot of myself. Now, obviously, I do enjoy a drink with friends, but this is a good little change of pace, and I'm enjoying it.
And now whenever you nap all day, it's just because you're tired, not hungover.
Boom. Exactly.
Right now.
Exactly. No, but another interesting thing, I have puked more this is what everyone wants to hear on the podcast, how often Nikolai pukes. I've puked more this past week than I have in like the past couple of years. So like the whole not drinking thing is making me sick. No, it's actually that I got food poisoning. And then after mildly getting over food poisoning a few days later, went to Old Country Buffet and drank 7 chocolate milks. And then in the...
Probably has nothing to do with it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, they have chocolate milk on tap.
It's impossible to be related to that.
So I just kept going, and then as I was like walking out, just like in the parking lot, surrounded by like people, and just bleh. No, but I feel actually pretty great today. I feel pretty great every day because we live in the greatest country known to mankind, America. Let's get into these topics. Let's just jump right into it.
Let's just jump into it.
First up, this one. What can be said that already hasn't been said? You should look this up. The PETA "Don't say this, say this instead."
Okay, yeah.
Sayings. I'm sure everyone's kind of heard about this by now, but PETA, People for Ethical Treatment of Animals.
It was quickly autocorrected to PETA meme.
Yeah,
That was quick.
They came out on Twitter and said, some sayings promote violence against animals.
And animal cruelty kind of things, yeah.
Violence, mildly same thing. And they're like, so instead of saying these, say these. So there's the saying, kill two birds with one stone. What is the
This one I found is...
No, you do the real ones first. You can't skip.
Stop using anti-book language.
Find the real one.
I know. I'm just...
It's like, eat two things with one scone, or like they're trying to rhyme it.
Feed two birds with one scone.
Yeah, instead of kill two birds with one stone, feed two birds with one scone.
Damn it. Fucking ads.
What's the next one? I can't read it.
Be the guinea pig instead of being the test tube. That one I think on this list makes the least sense to me for both reasons. I don't know if I've ever heard someone to like command someone to be the guinea pig.
I've heard that.
It's told me that they're going to be used as a guinea pig. So I get that. They're still saying guinea pig, I guess. But then be the test tube. That doesn't work at all. This doesn't make sense. I mean, other thing. I know they're sayings. They're meant to be just sayings. They're not meant to be what you actually do. But the test tube isn't. You don't perform tests on a test tube. You use it for tests of other things.
You're not breaking the test tube.
It's not like you're testing the durability of the test tube. You're testing something inside of the test tube.
Right. So you could read these and they're pretty stupid. And to me, this just shows how disconnected from reality PETA is. I think they could actually have a decent message if they were smart about it.
Yeah.
They could go after winning battles that everyone kind of agrees with. I brought up a while back, like, for example, killing a lobster before boiling it.
Yeah.
Now, some people say lobsters feel pain. Some people say they don't. I don't know. But just putting a knife and killing it, I'm not some tree hugger, but I am for, not causing pain to animals needlessly. But that doesn't mean I don't think we should eat animals. We have teeth in our mouths designed to eat animals. So I think PETA could do some smart things, like if there's over animal cruelty, they could fight against those. But the fact that out of nowhere they're going against these sayings that have been ingrained in society for who knows how long.
Very long.
That's not going to change.
On top of that, too, some of the sayings are to define the severity of the situation they're being used for, whereas the sayings they're suggesting don't imply that. Then, when you're bringing home the bacon, bacon's an expensive thing. To me,
yeah,
it's a meat.
Yeah,
bagels aren't. Take the bull by the horns means it's a serious thing that you're about to try to grip on,
right.
Not flowers that have thorns. Beat a dead horse means that typically you're using that for something that's already down, and then you're going further than you do. Feeding a fed horse is a positive thing. You don't normally say beat a dead horse about something that's a very positive thing. Feeding a fed horse sounds like it's a positive action, though.
Do you think anyone in the entire world is actually like, wow, I am going to change my ways from this?
Yeah.
You really think someone in the entire world, I'm talking one person, is now going to start saying, like, grab the rose by the thorns, or like, oh man, quit feeding a fed horse?
There was that one time that I was behind on bills, and people kept reminding me about other bills. Then someone else out of the corner was like, "Wow, you're really beating a dead horse with that one," because he kept reminding me of the bills that I have. And I was like, you know what? What if I killed all animals?
What?
Exactly. That's the point.
No, see, it's just, PETA could have an okay message, but they're idiots. And because of that, I'm going to go buy a whole bunch of bacon and cook it up.
Kill some birds with it.
Okay, also, do you think, like, the saying "kill two birds with one stone" is like having people be like, "Oh, well, I'm just gonna actually go kill birds with stones." No.
Yeah.
Oh, people are idiots. Anyways, next meme. Actually, no, we're gonna get to it's a very regular episode, but we have a very special advertiser. Someone who's been we have two advertisers today. Is my video delayed?
This is the Facebook.
Oh, the Facebook.
Yeah,
okay.
This one's delayed for that.
We have two advertisers today. Two of our regular ones. We've bounced around with regular, and we've had some problems with some that I didn't say the lines right. But we are very thankful for sponsor number one, Yoo-Hoo chocolate drink. Do you Yoo-Hoo? Thank you, Yoo-Hoo. They supplied us with the funding for today's episode, studio time.
Pretend to drink.
And they gave us not going to brag, but they gave us a ridiculous amount of Yoo-Hoos. So every episode we will constantly be overtaking a caloric intake. Here, have a box one too.
I want one.
We got like 500 of these things.
Don't forget to shake it. I
Also,
saw one bottle that had chocolate stuff in the bottom one day from you, and I almost defriended you. You animal.
So thank you very much, Yoo-Hoo. We will go back into this, or we will introduce the second sponsor later in the video, because they said there has to be at least a 5-minute in between sponsors. It's so complicated. I'm not even getting into that because I barely understand it. But Yoo-Hoo, thank you very much. This wouldn't be possible without you. Who?
Hold on.
Do you know how to work a straw?
No. That's not what I'm laughing about. Yoo-Hoo ASMR.
That's my lead. Whenever I re-listen to these things, at least once per podcast, he just does these gross.
Well, I only heard it because I heard yours out of the microphone.
Mine is majestic and beautiful.
Garbled in the back. Garbled.
Mine is majestic. Ew. Anyway, YouTube, at the end of the year, they always do a YouTube Rewind, which is like a 5 to 10 minute video, including what they think are the most popular YouTubers. And they make like this kind of celebration of what's all happened over the course on YouTube.
Like a tribute is what I was going to say.
Yeah, it's basically like a victory lap to themselves. And I watch it every year. And it, once again, talking about how big companies or organizations are disconnected with reality.
Yeah.
Bring up the like to dislike ratio on that thing.
It's going.
It is astronomical how crazy of disliked this video is, because it's these people on there. They have a lot of subscribers, but like no one actually likes them. And all the big things, the biggest thing on YouTube by far right now is PewDiePie versus T-Series. I talked about that before.
There might be legitimate plans for there might be plans for a legitimate YouTube Rewind now. I know people were suggesting it. I don't know if it was going to actually happen. Anyway.
Either way, they're completely skipping over like these huge things, and then like they have these very B-level YouTube stars. Like, what do we need? K-pop with like Korean pop music. That was kind of a meme like 3 years ago. Like K-pop isn't funny anymore. Most people don't listen to K-pop anymore.
I guess what's better is didn't I see that they might have used a song from the K-pop band BTS?
Yeah. But then they didn't even give them money.
BTS wasn't even in it or something. Well, they might have got the royalties for it, but even if they didn't, they didn't.
They weren't even in it. They made it about Fortnite. Fortnite's kind of dying right now. Not dying, but it's being overtaken by better, newer games. Mm-hmm. Will Smith was in it. Will Smith isn't current.
Which is really odd.
What has he done recently? I mean, obviously he's a AAA star.
Yeah.
But that would have made sense if like Suicide Squad would have just came out. But it's just
he was in a big Netflix movie. But I don't know. The YouTube Rewind, so that's what a lot of people were saying. I guess the other one, the one last year, the one that I didn't even watch the one this year. I watched like the clip show of it. The one last year did have where it started with like Stephen Colbert, and he's not anything on YouTube otherwise except for replays of his show.
Right.
So I wonder if they do try to keep like one external star in every time, or a lot of times, not every time. But
I don't know. Will Smith just seemed out of place, and Will Smith's talking about Fortnite in the beginning of it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
what do I want? Fortnite.
First of all, you've never played Fortnite. Okay. Like, stop. I don't. It also felt very forced. It wasn't entertaining, and they were clearly just skipping over like huge YouTube news just because it's slightly controversial. It was a very tame, very meh, bland YouTube Rewind. If you do click on it to watch it, make sure you give it a downvote, or don't even give them the clicks at all of the views.
I guess at the point of the time, on December 7th, 6:07, that was 2 days ago, the dislikes were at 3.2 million.
Compared to how many likes?
Compared to 1.2 million. That's a very disliked.
Yeah, it's terrible. And so there's obviously like remakes of it already with like PewDiePie as like everybody.
I don't think I saw
those
that
are pretty entertaining. Yeah, either way, YouTube Rewind, YouTube, Google, own my Google.
I don't even want to.
Total garbage.
Yeah. Also, funny to me. I don't.
Everything's funny to you.
I remember I did see the first YouTube Rewind a long time ago. I didn't realize after that they did it every year. Since then, at least I'm pretty sure I saw the first one. If not, I saw an early one, and that's where I recognized everything in it. And I'm sure everyone did at that point in time.
Sure.
And part of this, I feel like, is I'm just not, fully vested in everyone on YouTube. So of course I don't know people. But even what I watched last year, I was like, okay, so they're gonna have, they're gonna especially highlight some of the bigger people on YouTube, which could still be some of those people from the past. Instead, it was like only new people, and mostly unheard of people.
I don't like it.
And that was last year, and this year apparently it's even worse.
This year's worse.
For the YouTubers that should know the YouTubers, they still are saying, like, who are half these people?
Yeah, I don't like it. In gaming news, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate just came out.
It did.
If you don't know what that is, get out from underneath that rock that you live under. Super Smash Bros. Is a Nintendo fighting game that includes all... Thank you for pulling away. Thank you for pulling out.
The straw outside the...
It's like a very popular Nintendo fighting game between all like Nintendo characters, and I bought the new Nintendo console basically just for this game. So this is like a game. Nintendo is basically dominating the hardware sales right now of consoles. I think only of all the consoles sold, only like 13% in the last month were Xboxes,
all right,
and something like 60 something were Nintendo Switches, and then whatever the difference is PS whatever.
Okay. PS. Who even cares?
Yeah. PS.
Yeah. PS more like. You should give me another yoo-hoo.
We do got some.
I say woohoo for yoo-hoo.
We have to say the actual slogan. The actual slogan is "Do you yoo-hoo." Every time we say that, we get extra money. I have to decide for Super Smash Brothers if I want to play for more fun or I want to play for more competitive, because the idea is you choose one character out of the 74 that there are, and you get good with one. If you try to get good with a whole bunch, I mean, I'm sure you obviously can. You can be decent with everybody. But if you really want to get good, you choose one character. And not all characters, if you play a lot of video games, are created equal. Some are technically better than others. And so it comes down to, do I want to play for more fun? So I'd play like a character like Ike, who's always been kind of my Super Smash Brothers character. Or do I want to play as Marth, who's universally accepted as one of the best characters, but I don't have as much fun playing as him? Did you just one gulp that thing?
I mean, I guess.
Nice.
Some people sip on drinks. Some people drink drinks. I one gulped it.
Is that a new unit of like...
New speed? Unit of drink measurement.
How many gulps did it take? One gulp.
Okay, one shot whenever this happens, one drink when this happens, and one gulp when this happens.
And one gulp. No, so Super Smash Bros. is a lot of fun. If you do want to play online with me, send me your friend code. And I guess I don't really have any news about it. Just like it came out, and my big dilemma right now is, do I want to get really good with the character that I've been really good with and keep getting good as him? Or do I want to kind of choose a new character who potentially could be better, Like, I'd start off not as good. And I've definitely been playing them as a little, and I wouldn't be as good, but then potentially could reach new levels, or play as the character that I really like playing as and have more fun with it. I don't know. I don't think I'd ever be as good at to get like God tier like these people, but
I don't think this game's going to take off. No one's ever heard of it.
Next meme. Okay, the new movies. Movies. I said that weird.
The new movies.
The new movies are out. Go to your local cinema. Yeah, see?
Just to watch the trailers.
The Avengers 4 trailer has released and is known as Avengers Endgame, and once again tells us that you really can't trust anything that people outside of the movie tell you. Because the directors, on repeat, basically said, the title of the next Avengers movie has not been said in the previous one. Doctor Strange at the end of Avengers 3.
We're in Endgame?
We're in the Endgame now. Yeah. So they're purposely lying to you to... I mean, probably rightfully, so probably smartfully so. Smartfully, is that a smart word? Is that a word at all?
Smartfully thinking with the better part of my brain.
So, smartfullies. No, it's probably right for them to do that, because otherwise this would have been the most guessed title. We're not even talking about the title. The trailer, I think, was actually really smart.
Yeah.
Because it really didn't show us anything.
And... who knows what we're being lied about in the trailer? Because that happened at the last trailer with Thor's eye.
That's true.
That was the biggest thing, I think. Was there anything else?
The biggest thing was Hulk running in Wakanda.
Oh, that too. Yeah,
there was that big scene of like them all running. It's like, that's not even a clip that they filmed that clip for the trailer.
Yeah, just to make it
right,
just to deceive us.
Ooh, those sons of bitches. So the trailer basically shows Tony Stark floating in space. We already knew he was stranded, so now we know that he's stranded on the Guardian spaceship. Okay, we kind of guessed that already. Everyone's bumming that Thanos snapping. Oh, it's now called the Decimation. Oh, that's the official title of. It's not snapping.
All right.
It's now called. So after the decimation of half of all life, they're all chilling and they're all sad.
Yeah.
Hawkeye's out. We already knew that. The trailer really didn't show us anything that we didn't know. But it still looked awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
And I really hate trailers that show us too much.
Yeah.
Especially, now this is my fault, that I can't stop watching the trailers, and I'll watch like the in-depth analysis of them. So I'll like, that little corner right there shows this, and then I'll know way too much of the movie before I go in. So I don't want them to release too much before, because I know that I can't control myself, and I will watch it all, and I'll already have the whole movie kind of pieced out in my head.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I've watched 15 trailers of this thing already.
And analysis videos.
And 30 breakdowns for each one.
I have dreams of it now.
Exactly.
I own the action figures already.
Right. I bought the premium Snapchat to the trailer. Audit! Be gone, fat! And then, like, Ant-Man's at the end. Okay, well, we knew Ant-Man was going to come. Like, the whole thing, it was very well done, because it got us hyped, without actually showing us too much.
Yeah.
Or anything, really.
Yeah.
So I think, well done. Here's my problem with the trailer.
Excuse me.
And I'm going to bring this around to my favorite topic, me. I think Captain America kind of stole one of my lines. Not exactly.
Yeah, buddy! I remember when he said that.
Boom! Thought! No, at the end of the trailer, Black Widow goes, Steve, this is going to work. And then he goes, I know it will, because I don't know what I'll do if it doesn't. And then Avengers Endgame, right?
Yeah.
Now, a few years ago, maybe like one and a half years ago, 15 years ago, many moon ago. No. On Xbox, me and my friend Frank Lopez, we come up with like stupid sayings, and then if one of us comes up with a stupid enough one, like it just becomes like something we say online.
Immortalize it from there on out.
Right, exactly. And we're playing the game PUBG, and I'm not going to get too into details of it, but basically it's like a shooter game, and the map where the arena that everyone's in is constantly shrinking, and you have to keep getting to the smaller area of the map, otherwise you'll die. And you're like racing against time. And there was one time where we didn't have much time. Take a drink of Yoo-hoo every time that I say time.
I already one gulped mine. Oh no.
Do it again. Time.
Do you Yoo-hoo?
Do you one gulp your Yoo-hoos? So
Yoo-hoo.
Lopez is like saying something along the lines of like, we're not going to make it. There's no way we're going to make it. And then I go, we're going to make it. we'll make it because we have to. Like, just a saying that doesn't even make any sense. And, like, when I said it, I was imagining, like, some grizzled war veteran. He's, like, on the beaches of Normandy with a giant cigar. And then you have, like, the 17-year-old, like, Shia LaBeouf-looking kid.
New recruit in the middle of a war.
And he's like, we're not going to make it, Sergeant. And he's like, calm down, Private. We're going to make it. Takes a puff of his cigar. We'll make it because we have to.
Sounds like, I don't remember any specific lines, but the beginning of Tropic Thunder was kind of like that.
Yeah, like, that's the kind of over-the-top, like, stupidness. Because it doesn't really make sense. Like, we'll make it because we have to.
Yeah.
Like, that is, but it would be really cool in, like, a B or C level movie.
I want to watch Tropic Thunder now.
Ooh, we should watch that.
I always wanted to watch Tropic Thunder.
But isn't Captain America's line kind of like my line?
It's also kind of a little extra. Every trailer's got to come up with some line that's like, what's going to make this a more epic line for this? Right. Otherwise, it's happened in every movie scenario. Well, they got to say something a little bit different.
I also think my line would have been better. Like, Steve, we're going to make it. And they'd be like, yeah, I know. We'll make it. And then, like, we'll make it because we have to. Like, that would have been better than what they came up with, than what they stole from. They probably couldn't have used my line because they heard me saying it on Xbox.
They heard that you definitely copyrighted it.
So they had to change it. Joe and Anthony Russo, the directors of Avengers, if you actually want to start talking some numbers and get a sponsorship deal on Thought Patrol, I will let you use my line that I have copyrighted. We are going to need a new, bigger studio.
We're going to hit the big time really quick this way.
We just got to keep saying dumb stuff on Xbox Live.
Start throwing out lines. People never steal lines.
Last time I was saying lines too much on Xbox Live, I got banned for a week. Whoopsie. Next meme. No, that trailer looks great. So a slight correction to our last podcast, but my last statement. Last week I said that the Packers were now mathematically out of the playoffs. That is actually false. After today's win, which they won big league, I didn't watch it, so I really can't comment. And they already are pretty much out of the season, so that's not really news that I want to talk about. But I guess mathematically, the Packers have a 4% chance of being in the playoffs.
Okay.
So they have to win out. And not only that, very specific teams have to win and lose.
Oh, okay.
So basically
so the stars have to align.
Yeah. There's a 4% chance. That's less than half. 4% chance they're going to get in. So, like, they're not getting in. But if you're like a die-hard Packers fan, there's some ray of hope.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Okay. We got a few more topics. How long are we at?
Approximately 28 minutes.
Good. The goal is 35. Wait, you didn't even one gulp that thing? You triple gulped it? Tri gulped? Failure. Okay. George Bush Sr. Oh my God. You're fired. Get out of here! George Bush Sr. has passed away. He was 95, same as Stan Lee, I think.
Pretty fucking old.
Pretty old. I mean, not really going to say too much. I mean, there's what else? President's gone.
What's he going to do, respond to you?
Yeah, he's not even replying to my tweets anymore. He didn't even for the past, 2 years of his life. No, what did I have? What I found interesting was all the postage workers got off for the day of his funeral.
Yeah, has that happened in the past?
Yeah, I guess whenever a president dies, all direct federal employees get a day off.
I guess it just sounds like it'd be something that I'd see more, but then I realized how many presidents. I mean, a lot of them have died, obviously, but in my lifetime, how many presidents have died for me to have remotely experienced a USA day off for in memorandum.
That just doesn't. That's such a stupid I'm not going to go on some big federal government rant. Or am I? No. That just doesn't make sense to me. These people didn't know him.
Yeah.
They don't have any stronger connection to him than, like, you or me.
And it doesn't... If everything stopped for the day or an hour or something, like everyone working or something, which would be extreme and throw a lot of things off balance, it could make a little bit more sense, maybe, kind of. Because they're trying to show honor of the president, whatever, the ex-president, former president, ex-president.
Ex gonna give it to you.
They're trying to show their way of giving honor by, stopping services. To only stop one just disrupts a lot of other. I mean, not just one. It was a few, but
I'm all for
stops a lot of other, messes up a lot of other things.
I'm all for honoring like beloved people, and I know we kind of ripped on the whole like people being so shocked by Stan Lee's death. I don't want to seem like cold-hearted,
but
these people didn't know him. These people didn't, like I said, have any more connection with him than me and you.
Oh yeah.
Why do they get a paid day off when like everyone else? That it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, do you think they're, or the person who made this rule, do you think they're like going home and like watching the funeral religiously? Like, well, I work for the federal government. This guy ran the federal government. Better watch this 6-hour memorial. I mean, I'm sure some did, but I'm sure some people who work at Hardee's did the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that's a stupid rule. I think the federal government is morbidly corrupt. And, okay, I'm not. And this is just another reason why it's inefficient. It has rules like this that we don't even need it. Well, we need some of. No,
taxes.
I talked way too much about taxes last time, so I'm not talking about taxes.
I told myself I wouldn't cry in anger.
I haven't cried in so long. I need to let it out. So for the final topic today, this one was pretty interesting. I thought, at least. So the game Fortnite, which was a pretty big game, still pretty big, very big with like young kids. You can buy these dance moves for your characters, emotes they're called.
Yep.
And they do these very popular, like the
flossing.
It's kind of popularized a lot of the current dances, like the one where you shake your one arm and your leg.
Oh yeah.
Are those actually popular now, or like? Because I thought that they were just like stupid dances, but then you see like these famous people doing them. I'm like,
I think they're popular, but in a joke way.
Are they though? I think they're now.
It's just that it's such a big joke that it leaks into.
I think it's no longer a joke. I think they're actually they're actually the cool thing to do.
Maybe,
I don't know.
Maybe that is the joke.
I don't know, but either way, they also have a dance from the black guy from Scrubs. I don't know his name. To be fair, I don't know anyone's name.
Why can't I think of his fucking name? Either
way, he had some like dance he did in one of the episodes. Yeah. It was like this very like it was him doing this thing, unmistakable that it's a ripoff of his dance.
Yeah.
There was another like rapper's dance that they stole his thing,
and another dancer, just like the YouTube kid.
They're stealing, not stealing. That's a lawsuit.
Appropriating.
They're taking these famous dance choreographed routines and putting them into the game. And supposedly, they're not giving out any royalties. They're not writing any checks to the people who like made these routines or dances. Mm-hmm. Fortnite's just like, oh, that dance from Scrubs or that dance from that rapper. We're going to just put it in the game, and we're going to make money off it because people will actually buy the dance so their character can do it.
And they're not even being credited. Like, not even exactly. Like without payment or not. They're not even being like, it's not even being cited, I don't think.
Right. So that gets into what's fair use.
Yeah.
And
that's a great
there's a pretty defined line right now that is like a single movement, like for example, like a dab or something, is fair for anyone to use. But then it gets a little tricky with the law of like, what about an entire routine of moves? And that's where there's actually, I forget which rapper it is, a fairly big one. Not like Kanye level or anything, but like maybe a B tier, is actually suing Fortnite right now, saying like, you stole my dance. Like, where's my money?
Doesn't that go into the realm of intellectual property? And then on top of that, if they didn't file any copyrights, doesn't that mean that it's kind of free use?
I don't know how
that's how I would have thought about it.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know how that all works. I'm pretty dumb, but it will be pretty interesting to see.
Because if I have an idea, and I tell a lot of people about the idea, and then someone does it, and I didn't do it, like, utilize or make a product or something, make up a dance, and I showed people whatever it is, and they go and do it, and they get the credit for it. If I didn't have a copyright on it or something, you can still say, "Hey, I did it
like
first."
Scrubs is
true.
Scrubs is copyrighted.
The show, not
that's in the show.
Yeah, people walk around every day that they don't. Did they copyright that there's walking in the show?
Like I said, like you could dab and you could do the motions, but can you do the choreography? I don't know. I guess if I actually had to decide what I think is right, I would actually side with the dancers.
Yeah.
And say, like, you can't steal these choreographed things. Because, like, you could say...
At least without credit.
I would say without payment. Because you could make a dumb argument saying, like, oh, I'm just playing guitar. What, am I not allowed to play guitar? And then you cover Smells Like Teen Spirit. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then make money off it. And then you're not giving money to fucking Kurt Cobain's kid or whatever. Does he have kids? I don't know. Courtney Love. No, maybe she doesn't. Bad example because she doesn't deserve any money. So I guess I'm very pro fair use, but this seems like you shouldn't be able to just copy someone's, I don't want to say invention because someone's
intellectual
routine
property, I guess.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. It'll be interesting to hear what the judge and jury and all that nonsense comes to, but kind of weird that a video game is being sued by rappers for stealing dances.
And I think the more complex part of that is brought up because, and as you said, because they're accepting payment for it. If it was a free thing, they could still be like, "Oh, hey, you're stealing moves," but
right,
it was free.
Yeah, Fortnite's a free game to play.
Yeah,
but they make their money by selling these add-ons to make yourself look character, or to make your character look cooler.
Destroy the child,
corrupt them all. All right. So as we are signing out, we will go with our second sponsor today. I'm very happy to bring this one to light. They actually just mailed us this. We opened the Yoo-Hoo packages, but this one was a little smaller, so we kept this one a little more intimate. Ooh, different flavors this time.
Oh,
I like it. I like it.
Of
today's episode, our secondary sponsor. And I'm not allowed to choose favorites, but if I could, is Charleston Chew. Thank you very much, Charleston Chew. Ooh.
I know I'm not allowed to say my opinion because this is Pew News, but...
One gulp that. Oh. That's how we're going to get views.
Chocolatey.
Charleston Chew. Try frozen. Chocolatey artificial flavored. Charleston Chew, thank you very much. You guys are actually... We might be getting some new cameras.
Yeah, Charleston Chew. Try Wisconsin.
And the new Charleston Chew Minis. I don't think they're new, but I've never had them.
And can't say I have either. I don't think they're new. I don't think they're new, though.
Thank you, Mr. Charleston, if you're watching. I doubt very much they actually watch this podcast.
Mr. Heston?
They send those checks, though, so that's always good. Thank you very much. I'm going to try one of these. Anyway, thank you very much for another... mildly successful podcast. It was a short one. Did we get much accomplished? Not really. We drank some Yoo-Hoos. You one gulped one. About to eat some Charleston Chew.
One gulp.
Go all the way, man. Go, go, go. And with that, I think it's time to sign out. We will be back again next Sunday with a mildly special episode of Thought Patrol. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen, and attack helicopters. Goodbye.
Oh, just so good.